Welcome back to another Blue Jackets game reaction. Still playing a little bit of catch up as this game happened last night, and the Jackets just cannot seem to hold on to a lead or close out a game. However you want to say it, they lose last night 4-3 to the New York Rangers in a shootout on the road. Even though the Jackets led 3-2 throughout most of the third period, that only served to give away the tying goal with 11 seconds left. And that's what led to the Jackets' first shootout of the year after the overtime somehow went scoreless. A lot of north-south action with a lot of odd man rushes for both teams, but neither one able to put it away in overtime. So in the shootout, Columbus left still looking for that first shootout goal, as no one between Johnny Gaudreau, Patrick Laine, and Alexander Texier could score, and Lafrenière got the winning goal in the shootout, putting a cap on his pretty good game against Columbus last night. But there's a whole game of context to get to that. But before we get there, the news today was that Jack Roslovic will be out for 4 to 6 weeks with a fractured ankle. He came off to a really hot start. He's been pretty cooled down for the past week or so, but so that up and down play for Jack Roslovic still there, but he's going to be out for an extended period of time with a fractured ankle. David Jiricek has been called up to fill that roster spot. He should have never been sent down in the first place. He was a very solid defender for the Blue Jackets. He's played 10 games, so his first year of his entry-level deal is going to go away after this season no matter what. And I think that just kind of him going down definitely serves as a reminder of just the contract hell that this team has been put in a lot by Jarmo Kekalainen and some bad contract decisions with, one of Jake Bean, Adam Boqvist, or Andrew Peeke have to be traded or put on waivers. None of them so far, they haven't been contributing to good play on the ice, and because of that, they aren't raising their trade value at all. I'm not really sure how Jarmo and or JD are supposed to navigate that situation where you have three guys who are just kind of taking up space on this roster. They're not being trusted on the ice. How do you get, they have no trade value at this point. I guess you could risk putting them on waivers, but even if they clear waivers, then they're going to take up space on Cleveland, where you'd rather probably see some prospects develop there in the AHL. So that's just a bad situation altogether. But back to the game that happened yesterday, he had Jake Bean coming in for Andrew Peeke, making a third pair of Jake Bean and Adam Boqvist. Adam Boqvist going to his more natural position on the right side of the defense. And just like how the Adam Boqvist and Andrew Peeke pair played against Detroit, the third pair of Jake Bean and Adam Boqvist was also pretty rough on the ice against the Rangers. They got very little time out there. Pascal Vincent rightfully not trusting them to do much in their time on the ice. Elvis Merzlikins in net for Columbus, and Jonathan Quick, insert CBJ legend joke here. He was in for the New York Rangers. Elvis Merzlikins was very good in this game, making it all the more frustrating that the Jackets just could not secure the win for whatever reason. And Jonathan Quick, he was solid when he had to be. Definitely did not give up any sort of back-breaking goals. He was keeping the Rangers in it throughout the game, and obviously didn't allow any goals in the shootout either. But it was the Jackets getting on the board first. A good Branson shot was deflected by Justin Danforth into the net. A really nice passing play, though, to Kreider, tying it up at 1 late in the first period. Jackets couldn't even hold that lead for about 3 minutes before the first period ended. And then the Rangers would get the first goal in the second period, a turnover from Jake Bean and an ill-timed line change leading to that goal. Then Adam Fantilli showing off his dangerous shot to tie it at 2, his second goal in as many games, and also in as many days. He scored 2 goals because it was a back-to-back. He scored a goal on Saturday and then a goal on Sunday. But 19 seconds later, it will be Sean Kuraly putting Columbus back in the lead, going shoulder first into the goalpost 2 on that one, so sacrificing the body there. Sean Kuraly has come up with multiple timely goals this season, but he toughed out that shoulder injury. It's not really even an injury. He didn't really miss any time. But then it was time for the third period, and for the next 20 minutes, it was all New York Rangers. Shots were 17-3 in favor of New York in the third period. Elvis was under siege the whole time. Just felt like the entire period was played in the Blue Jackets zone, and the Rangers might as well have been on the power play for those 20 minutes. And the Jackets, you know what? They almost got away with it until Lafrenière scored his second goal of the game with 11 seconds left, like I mentioned earlier. Jackets getting hemmed in 6-on-5. Yet again, that's been a real struggle for them lately. It just seems like whenever the other team, if the Jackets are leading and the other team decides to pull the goalie, it's going to end up in a goal. That's how it seems as of late. Pascal Vincent saying in his postgame that he actually liked how the Jackets played in the third period. I mean, look, he's the head coach for a reason. I guess he liked what he saw out there, but from this fan's perspective, just looked pretty awful. Seemed like that the Jackets were playing not to lose, and this team isn't good enough to do that. We saw the Dallas Stars, they kind of eased off of the offensive pressure late in the game against the Jackets, but the Dallas Stars are a really good team. They plan on contending to make a Stanley Cup appearance in the Western Conference. I mean, at least Dallas waited until they had a couple goals of insurance before they decided to try to shut the game down. And the Dallas Stars, they actually did a good job of preventing chances for Columbus. When Columbus decides they're going to play defensively and play not to lose, they just allow an endless amount of shots. And again, when they pull the goalie, it's just free reign on whoever. It's just a free-for-all to the net on whoever's goaltending for the Jackets. Good luck when the other team pulls a goal and goes 6-on-5, because Jackets are not going to get that empty net goal. They're not going to do well clearing the zone. They couldn't win a face-off to save their lives yesterday in the third period. I mean, if they don't go on a lengthy winning stretch soon, I mean, the fifth line could be, we could be lottery watching a lot earlier in the season than we'd like to have been coming into this one, where I feel like even most Jackets fans weren't expecting a team that was definitely going to plant their flag in the playoffs and make some kind of magic run to the Cup Finals. But I think a lot of Jackets fans came into the season expecting a more competitive team than this. They only have one win in their past 10 games, and now they've lost 5 straight. I know they've picked up some overtime losses, so they have gotten a few standings points, but this team is dead last in the Eastern Conference, I believe, and I don't see how that's conductive to what Jarmo wanted to do this season. I'm not sure how he escapes this stretch of play without having his seat being on fire. It's not just a hot seat. His seat is just blazing right now. You'd have to think, from ownership putting out that statement after Mike Babcock's, resigning, but the owners making a statement at all is pretty monumental, because it seems like the owners never have anything to say about this team. So the fact they had to put out a statement basically saying that, they're going to be watching Jarmo and JD closely, and that this was an embarrassment in the offseason. I have to feel like if we don't get some better results soon, then maybe at the end of the season might not be Jarmo and JD making decisions for this team anymore. But that's for the end of the season. For now, again, the Jackets, they're looking down the barrel of another really long season if they don't start to turn it around really soon. But that's going to do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far into it, leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed it and like to see more like it. I do cover a lot of sports teams in Ohio that I like, and you can let me know down in the comments below what you thought about this game and how you think the Jackets are going to do in the near future. But once again, thank you for watching, and I will see you at the next one.